Hey everybody, hi. I'm not in the park today because I'm here to pay my rent for October. See, I'm putting it in the weird mailbox, and now I'm gonna walk back to where I live. It's about 2 miles from here. We're over on 101st and Burnside. Yeah, this is where my landlord operates out of. As you can see, very, very welcoming. But today, you know, walk back through a little bit of urban Portland. This area of town has not changed since I was a kid, really. Not much at all. The light rail is new. It came in the 80s, so I lived in this area before the light rail. And the light rail changed the whole east side dynamic from straight ahead middle class to kind of lower income, which is too bad. But a lot of these houses, they're built on the cheap after the war, so they were really nice when they were built, but they deteriorated very quickly. But today I want to talk a little bit about pranks. Now, I'm a big brother. Big brother of, I got 2 sisters and a brother. And there are rules to being a big brother. One is you got to be a prankster. And you got to be able to pull off a hard... Sorry, we're having technical difficulties. Hey, we're back. I had to stop filming for a minute there because there are a lot of homeless in this area, and 2 of them were arguing as I was walking up the path towards them, and I thought it might not be a real good idea for me to have my camera out like I'm filming them, so I decided to just wait. Now see, we're at 94th, making our way back to 63rd. That's the way things are going. But what were we talking about? Pranks. Being an older brother and pranking your siblings was king. And I got everybody. I got my Kelly. I got you. Oh, so many times. Burned. Marty, Sherry, I got y'all. But it made me realize throughout life that I have an admiration for pranking. I categorize pranks into certain degrees of prankiness. And there's a word I'm making up for you today. And they're kind of graded. And what I'm going to talk about today are a couple of failed pranks towards me that end up in retrospect to be hilarious. And at least in my opinion. I would say a grade D prank was... while standing on a street corner, somebody in a car will drive by and yell something at you out the window. Most of the times, it's pretty succinct. It's like, you know, fuck you, dick, you know, and that's good. I can understand that. But when they try to get more complicated with it, then the words just get lost in the wind. Your mama is a yeah, and they're gone, and big fail. There's just no, but I consider that kind of a grade D prank, and 2 epic failures for young teenage boys trying to get one over on me, the Kebmo. The first one I'll talk about, I was on my way to the Boiler Room. I was doing a show there because I remember specifically because when I got on stage I led with this story. But I'm standing at the bus stop waiting for the bus to come, and I'm reading a book, maybe James Elroy, Raymond Chandler, Andrew Vaughn, some hard-boiled mystery anyway. And I'm reading it, and car comes up to the intersection in front of me and stops for the light. And while they're idling, the kid in the car rolls down the window, and I realize, okay, this kid's gonna yell something at me and they're gonna tear off, which is exactly what happened. When the light turned green for them, the kid yells at me, "Reader." Like, that is the biggest sin I can do Oh yeah, I'm well read. I read, but throughout life I hear it in the back of my mind. So maybe it wasn't a fail. It was an epic win because it stuck with me forever. Reader, but the most monumentous time and the most laughs have ever come from this next story I will tell you, where my friend Gordon and I were avid music lovers, and it would not be surprising to anyone that we were found inside a record store together. And this happened after high school, although Gordon and I go back to high school together. And we're coming out of the Music Millennium on 33rd and Burnside, and the top of the hill. And as you come out the front door, the bus stop is right there, so we take a couple of steps to the bus stop. Again, car comes in up in front of us, and I remember it's an older car because the kid had to crank the window down with like the window crank. Remember those? And he rolls down the window and he's about to yell something at us, and we look like two most rockin' guys, probably, with our rock and roll t-shirts and our flannel shirts tied around our waists, who knows. But we're standing there with our records in our bags, and the kid yells, music sucks, dude. And then they tear off. And we have laughed about that for so many years. Whenever things are going right or wrong, we can look at each other, Gordon and I, and say, you know what? Music sucks, dude. And we will again be brought right back to that prank that I say was a fail, but hey, as I say, it sticks with you. Maybe it isn't. But my idea of a monumentous, like a top level prank, is this. And I put it to anyone: just do this. Do not take credit for it. Just do it. In the middle of the night, I want someone to covertly steal the big bread off the top of the Franz Bakery across from Benson High School, and then go down the street and steal the big 7-Up bottle. Used to spin on Sandy there. And I know somewhere in town there used to be a big milk. To get that, steal them all covertly in the night and place them at the feet of Paul Bunyan in North Portland. And nobody take credit for it. And that would be the legendary kind of prank that I personally would endorse. But that's me. So that's about all I got to say here. We've made it up to, looks like 88th. Still walking forward. Everybody be kind to each other and take care. Annie, I know you're ill. Get better. My cousin Jim, get better. The whole world, what the heck, get better.